I was on a stakeout with Max once. It was raining cats and dogs. I bought the coffee, he bought the donuts. It's the kind of guy he was. He was prepared, ready for every eventuality. Anything could have happened that night. Did I say it was dark? We were listening to the music of the Rolling Stones. Now, some say the Beatles were the greatest pop group to emerge from British soil in the 1960s, but I say no. Insipid. Plinky plonky drivel. It's all about the Stones for me, and Max agreed. To be honest, I knew that was when we were going to get along. We had shared values, and not just about music, but about crime and the business of crime. We were investigating a high-profile case, a rather famous TV weather person, astrologist, meteorologist. Well, she'd been having it off with this MP. Now, I'd never heard of him, but he'd just been promoted to the cabinet, and word was he'd got his eyes on the prize. He wanted the top job. He recently managed to skew it in favour of businesses who were doing their dealings in this fair isle, but registered in some other minute isle where you could avoid paying your taxes. Sneaky, filthy bastards. Max had got the intel. He seemed to know everything with a surprising amount of detail. I'd been prodding at it for months with very little success, and then in he walks. Max had been relocated from elsewhere. Where I don't know, but I do know that our patch was in trouble. Our crime figures were bad, the number of open cases was higher than the Empire State. Max was flown in to get the job done. I used to come home and tell the wife, if she was listening, that Max was sent from the gods. The thing you've got to learn in this job, son, is that what it really takes is patience. You go in, all guns blazing, you blow it before you've got any evidence. Sit tight, sit sweet. Wait, wait, wait. Then pounce. We sat in that car all night long. I woke up with a start. I'd fallen asleep on the job. Max was wide awake. He just looked at me. His eyes were saying, "Rookie, you damn rookie," but he said nothing. It was dawn. The birds were singing, then suddenly it was her, the weather girl / woman. She was gorgeous on the telly, but boy, did she look a state that morning. She was going to work. She presented the weather on the breakfast show. She got everyone up in the mornings, if you know what I mean. There was concern that this Right Honourable Wrong'un was blackmailing her to keep her quiet, that she knew too much, and the risk to her life was significant. Working with Max was something else. It gave me a thrill. I thought I'd hit a wall. I'd lost my mojo. I was just about to jack it all in, go into private security. Then Max walks into the office and I found the partner I'd always been looking for. We tracked the target out of his house and onto the road. But he wasn't going to any of the obvious places. He went out into the countryside, far into the countryside. Narrow roads. We had him in our sights. Then a herd of sheep started crossing the road in our path and he sped away in the distance. Eventually, when the effing bleaters had all got out of the way, we persisted. Now, I thought we'd lost him, but Max had an instinct. We persisted, snaking round those lanes, hairpin bends. Brake! I broke suddenly. We lurched forwards. I almost hit the windscreen. That's him! I reversed back up the lane. Then we saw him. He was just coming out of a barn holding a manila envelope. He was about to get in his Merc when we pulled in. "You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in..." "Max, what on earth are you doing?" He knew him. The bastard knew Max. He even said, "Oh, come off it, Max, you're as bent as I am." I didn't understand, but all became clear when backup came to take him away. The reason Max had kept moving around had become all too clear. When anyone smelt a rat, he moved on. He took himself out of the situation, and there were plenty of situations, and his hands were all over them. But he knew how to wipe all trace of himself from a situation and, like a snake, squirm his way out. He was my partner. He gave me a sense of purpose, but he was betraying me all along. I didn't know what to do with myself. Thought about quitting again, but then I stopped, and I remembered why I got into this game. And it was to stop people like Max.